morning and welcome to day 24 of Vlogmas. So also happy Christmas Eve, and I can't believe it's day 24. I'm really happy to have got here and I've just so enjoyed the whole Vlogmas experience. I've really enjoyed taking part, so thank you so much to everyone who's watched and commented and joined in. I've really appreciated it and I've had a lot of fun, and it's been so nice to hear that you guys have enjoyed the Vlogmas too. So thank you, and again happy Christmas Eve. So it's Friday morning now. And it's just, what time is it? Coming up to 9:30 in the morning, and I got dressed. My children are still getting dressed at the moment with my husband, but I popped down early to say good morning to you guys and share what Elf's been up to and what I'm wearing, our plans today, and I've got a few other things to talk about too. So first of all, what Elf was up to? Well, it's day 24 of Vlogmas. It was Elf's final morning of mischief, and he decided to set up a treasure hunt around the house. So it started in his little elf box that he arrives in, and I'll put a picture up. You can see there's some pieces of Duplo in there, and it led to the Duplo box, and there was another clue in the Duplo box, and so on and so on, and it took the children all around the house until finally they found Elf in our cereal cupboard with lots of treasure. So yeah, they were really pleased to follow them around. It was a great way to get them moving in the morning. They were whizzing about the house, and they were quite tickled by Elf in the cereal box cupboard, although my daughter wasn't very happy. They'd stolen a couple of her necklaces that she's been playing with quite a lot recently, so she took them back and he got a little bit of a telling off. But I think she's going to be sad to see him go, because she did say she'd also give him a big cuddle today. So that was our final day of Elf, and we're all going to really miss him, but it has been a lot of fun. And then what I'm wearing today, well, it's a double me made today, and I thought I'd go for a Christmassy combination, and I'm wearing a pinafore and a blouse. And the blouse first is the blouse patterned by the Avid Seamstress, which I've got here. Here it is, and it's one of my favourite woven top blouse type patterns. It's a really simple blouse pattern, so if you haven't sewn a blouse before and you're a bit nervous about all the fiddly bits, I think this is a really good one to start with, because it's not got too many of the blouse fiddly bits, but it's still got a really lovely blouse shape. So I'll show you the line drawings here. It's got a little band collar and a button down front, and it's got quite a straight fit. There aren't any darts built into the bodice. And then the sleeves are finished off by this elasticated cuff. So it's a little bit more of a simple make than a full shirt with the kind of shirt sleeve cuffs and everything. And I found the Avid Seamstress instructions really good. They come with all sorts of things in their pattern pack. There's these extra leaflets here. One is sewing terms demystified and a checklist before you start sewing, and then the other one's fabric and sewing basics and taking measurements. So it's really like a whole guide to starting sewing in their pack. And then the instruction leaflet itself is quite meaty. There's loads of pictures and things in there, so lots of detail. So I think it's a really nice pattern to follow. In terms of sizing, it hasn't got the biggest size range ever, unfortunately. It goes from a UK 6 to a UK 22, and the largest size is for bust 48 inches, waist 42 inches and hips 51 inches. But it does come up a little bit oversized, this blouse. So I made the size 0, or the UK 6, which is for bust 32.5 inches, waist 25 inches and hips 34.5 inches. And I find there's plenty of room in that size. That is pretty much my bust size, but I'm a little bit larger on the waist and hips. But because it's quite a straight, roomy fit, there's plenty of room in it for me. So yeah, I found that size good for me. But I made my version. It's really, really pretty Liberty Tana lawn fabric, and I think it's quite Christmassy because it's got these little sort of red berries in. And I can't remember the name of this fabric, because I think all Liberty fabrics have really pretty names. And I got this from Guthrie Garney, but I don't think they have it in stock anymore, but I think they might still have it in stock in Minerva. I think I might have seen it going by when I was looking for my jacket lining for my Hovea jacket. So if I can find this fabric, I will link it below. It's a really pretty one. I think it comes in a couple of different colourways. But yeah, this colourway is sort of a navy base with little sort of teal and red. And yeah, it's just really pretty and intricate. And I love Liberty Tarn Lawn. It is so soft and nice to wear. It doesn't feel like a stiff shirt fabric. It's really comfy. And I thought I'd mention also, because particularly if you're thinking of making a blouse in Liberty fabric, you don't want to buy too much because it's quite pricey. I find you need less fabric than the pattern says. So for my size, for 145 centimetre wide fabric, which I think this Liberty fabric is, it says you need 2 metres, but I found 1.5 metres is perfectly enough. So you can definitely, yeah, maybe use a little bit less than the pattern says, at least for my size in this pattern. I thought that's good to know. I've got a big label on the front of my instructions which says that you only need 1.5 metres of fabric if I ever make another one and want to order again. But it's a really nice, comfy one to wear, and the arm's just finished just below my elbow, so it's quite a nice length. And then I've paired it with a dungaree dress, or pinafore dress, which I made using this pattern here, which is the Cleo pattern by Tilly and the Buttons, and it's a really nice beginner pinafore sewing pattern. It's one of the first patterns I made actually when I first discovered indie sewing patterns and got really into sewing. It's a really nice simple pinafore dress. It's quite a straight fit. You can either make it as a sort of mini skirt type dress or a slightly longer one with a little slit at the front. You can add a patch pocket on the front or the back. There are different sizes you can add, and it's got some nice top stitching opportunities down the front. And then you can finish it with buttons or with sort of dungaree buckles, and I've got dungaree buckles on mine, silver ones. And I made mine this really lovely red corduroy fabric. It's a sort of fairly fine corduroy. I'll stand up so you can see. Oop, some stuff on my lap. But it's a really lovely sort of almost sort of velvety textured one, and I got this a while back from Ditto Fabrics, and I don't think again they have it in stock. Their fabrics seem to come through and go fairly quickly, but I'll link them down below because they've always got really nice fabrics coming up on their website. But yeah, it's a really nice corduroy fabric, and yeah, I think it's really nice and cozy. And I made this, I think, in a size I think I made this in a size 2 on the waist, which is my size, 26 inches. And I think I sized out the hips to between a 2 and a 3 because I didn't want it to be too tight on the hips. And my first version I made a straight size 2, and it is fine, but it's a lighter weight corduroy. But I thought with this one, with it being a bit more stiff and a bit more sturdy, it would be good to size out to give a bit of extra room on the hips. And in terms of the sizing on this pattern generally, well, I've got the paper pattern which goes from UK 6 to UK 20, but I was looking on Tilly and the Buttons website because I know they've introduced some slightly larger sizes in some of their patterns, and if you buy the PDF pattern of this, it now goes up to a UK 24. I'll just find the measurements of that. So it now goes up to a UK 24, which is for bust 48 inches, waist 42 inches and hips 51 inches, so a slightly extended size range on this one. But it's a really nice simple sew, and I just find the Clio pinafore goes with so much because it's quite a simple style pinafore and it's really comfy and easy to wear. And I'll put up a picture so you can see the whole outfit. Yeah, I feel nice and Christmassy in this outfit, but it's also comfy for a day at home. So in terms of our plans for today, well, we are planning to be at home for quite a lot of the day. We've got a few bits to do. My children are very keen on making some reindeer food to sprinkle on the lawn to make sure the reindeers can be guided down in the night. And we usually make that with some oats and then a bit of edible glitter sprinkled in. And they'll sprinkle that on the lawn a bit later when it's gone dark. So they're quite keen to do that. And I'd quite like to prepare a bit of Christmas food today. I think I might make the pigs in blankets so they're ready tomorrow and we have a little bit less to do. And then we will also want to have a bit of a tidy up and clear out a few things and move them upstairs. So tomorrow with Christmas Day, my mum's going to be coming over for the whole day, and then my sister's going to come over for lunch. And once they're here too, the house gets quite full, so we're going to move a few bits extra up to make a bit more room for the table and have a general tidy up. And I'm going to clear my sewing space up too, because I have a table in the kitchen where I keep my overlocker and quite a lot of my sewing bits and bobs, and I'll put a picture up so you can see how it looks at the moment. That's all going to be cleared to make way for Christmas snacks and other bits and bobs, so it'll be a bit sad to put them away, but it'll only be for a couple of days and then they'll come back out. And I thought I'd mention a while ago, I think it might have been, yeah, at least a year ago, I did a little tour of my sewing space, including what I've got on that table and where I store my sewing machine and my knitting stuff and everything. And I'll link that above in case you haven't seen it. I did it over a year ago, but it's exactly the same still, the setup here. So yeah, I thought I'd mention that. So in terms of what we're doing for Christmas dinner, alongside the pigs in blankets, which are an essential, especially for my husband, we are going to have a chicken with a roast chicken and then all the Christmas dinner trimmings like Brussels sprouts, and my mum loves making her bread sauce and you know, roast potatoes and all that sort of thing. We did used to do a turkey a long time ago, but we've just found we're not that keen on the taste of the turkey meat. We prefer chicken, and there's only 4 adults and 2 children that are going to be there, so a chicken is going to do us perfectly well. So that is our plan. So we're going to be defrosting that chicken later as well. I must remember to do that. And I thought I'd also mention while I was on what I'm wearing for Christmas Day. So I had a little look through my handmade wardrobe and I found a dress that I think would be perfect for Christmas Day, and it's one I made a while ago, but it's really Christmassy, and it's made using this pattern here. It is the Maya Sotis dress pattern, and I think I might have worn one of my Maya Sotis dress versions earlier in Vlogmas, a navy one. I've made 2 versions. It's a really lovely dress pattern. It's got a sort of shirt dress top with a button down front and a band collar, and it's got bust darts and waist darts, a little bit sort of add a bit of shape. And you can add on a little sort of sleeve frill and an extra teal on the skirt as well, which is a gathered skirt, and it comes with pockets too. And it's a really nice one with a few pretty details and a really nice shape. It's designed to be a little bit oversized, but I've sized down when I've made my version just because I didn't want it to be too oversized. But yeah, you can make it as a more oversized sort of relaxed mock dress style too. And in terms of the sizing on this one, I thought I'd mention that. I have the paper pattern which goes from a size 34 to a size 46 European sizes. But there are a few extra sizes available if you download the PDF from Dear and Do's website. And if you download the PDF, it goes up to a size 52, which is for bust 46 inches, waist 38 inches and hips 48 inches. But I make the smallest size, the European size 34, which is quite a bit smaller than my measurements. I'm 32, 26, 36, and the size 34 is for 31.5, 23.5, and 33.75. But there's plenty of room in it, in the bust and the waist, and definitely in the skirt, which is gathered, so there's loads of room there anyway. The finished garment measurements come up much bigger. But I'll show you my version I'm planning to wear on Christmas Day. I think it's really nice and Christmassy. Here it is. So I made this in this really beautiful double gauze fabric by Atelier Brunette. I think the colour is called Amarante, but it's a really deep, rich red colour. And it's got all these little sort of metallic dots on, which make it quite tricky to iron. Once you have got around them, it's a really lovely one to wear. And I even splurged and bought the matching Atelier Brunette buttons for this one, because I thought I would never be able to find buttons that match just the exact way it should have read otherwise. So it's got the darts here which pull it in nicely, and I've gone for the short sleeve version, which I think will be perfect on Christmas Day if it gets a little bit hot in the kitchen. I'll probably start off with a cardigan on top and then take it off. And I've added waist ties to my version to cinch it in a little bit. And I have gone for the 2-tier skirt ruffle. So it's a great one for Christmas Day because it can start off cinched in, but it's really comfy with double gauze fitting, sort of sitting on the floor opening presents. But as the day goes on and once I've had Christmas dinner, I can loosen those waist ties. So I think it'll be perfect. And I also love about double gauze, it's really soft and comfy to wear, and it provides a bit of warmth if you're feeling cold, but then it's also really breathable. So if it does get hot in the kitchen, I won't be too hot. But anyway, that is my Christmas Day dress. And I'll put up a picture of me wearing it so you can see what it looks like on. So yeah, that's my plans for Christmas Day. And I thought I'd also mention, in case you're interested, what our plans are for the rest of Christmas, which is pretty much Boxing Day. On Boxing Day, my sister has her niece that day, so my niece will be joining us for the whole day on Boxing Day, which will be nice. So we'll do a bit more present opening when they come. And then on Boxing Day, we always have a raclette for lunch. And I don't know whether you've had a raclette before. It's one of these things we've had in our family for quite a while. It's a bit of a Boxing Day tradition. It's a Swiss grill, and you have it with potatoes and meats and leftovers and pickles and salad. And then you kind of make a little kind of sort of tiered little sort of thing in a grill pan with potatoes and the meats and the cheese, and you grill it and then you kind of eat it, and it's really yummy. And it's quite nice because it's quite a snacky lunch, and you can kind of adjust it how you want to, so it works really well for the children because they can just pick and choose the bits they want. My son loves making the little raclettes and watching them sort of watching them bubble under the raclette grill. That's our plans for Boxing Day. So I feel like I've talked for quite a while now about our Christmas plans and what I'm wearing and everything. So I think I'd better go now and see how my children and husband are getting on. And we're going to start getting the house organised and getting on with the reindeer food and the pigs in blankets and all that sort of thing. So I'll come on and see you again a little bit later. But I will leave you with our breakfast this morning. I haven't included a breakfast in one of my Vlogmas videos for a while. And we've started on our kind of Christmassy treat breakfast now. So I'll leave you with that. It was sourdough bread with cream cheese and smoked salmon, which is one of my favourites. So I'll include that video and I'll see you a little bit later. Bye! Hello, it's early afternoon now and we've just had our lunch and we had quite a productive morning. We did a lot of the clearing and tidying and moving things upstairs to make way for Christmas. That was good. And I peeled all the Brussels sprouts, they're all prepared. And then also we made the pigs in blankets, and it was quite nice because my son got involved in making those too. I wasn't sure if either of the children would want to get involved, but he really enjoyed rolling them all up. And so I think he's quite pleased and looking forward to everyone trying them tomorrow and knowing that he prepared them for everybody. So that was really nice. And so our plans this afternoon are we still need to make the reindeer food, so I'll probably go and do that in a moment. And then later this afternoon, once it's gone dark, we're hoping to do a little drive round and find some pretty Christmas lights to go and have a look at, because we haven't done that in our local area yet. And I know there are a couple of roads that have some really nice lights. So we're going to try that a little bit later. So I think I'll leave you now and I'll share with you a little bit of the footage of us making our pigs in blankets. And I'll see you a bit later. Bye! It's late afternoon here now, and we've had a good afternoon. The children have made the reindeer dust to attract the reindeers down, and the house is looking fairly spick and span ready for tomorrow, and it's now starting to go dark outside, which is quite exciting. So once it's fully dark, we're going to jump in the car, we'll put some Christmas songs on, and we'll go for a little drive around the local area to try and find some pretty lit up houses to admire. So that should be really nice. And then once we're back home, we'll get the children to sprinkle their reindeer dust in the garden, and we'll get them to put out some food for Santa and for the reindeers, and we'll get their stockings out too. And then we're going to try and get them to bed a bit early to give them plenty of time to settle down to sleep before Father Christmas comes in the night. And then my husband and I have our own Christmas tradition on Christmas Eve once the children are in bed. We like to get a curry and watch Die Hard. And that's our chilled out Christmas evening before the excitement of Christmas Day ensues. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'll get in some really comfy clothes, a pair of Christmas socks, and that should be really nice. So I think I'll finish this video now and leave you to go and do whatever you do in the run up to Christmas on Christmas Eve. But I just wanted to say a really huge thank you for watching my Vlogmas. I have had so much fun doing it. I'm really glad I joined in. It's been such an enjoyable experience, and it's made me feel really extra festive, and I've loved connecting with so many of you as Vlogmas has gone on, so thank you so much. And I'll be back with more videos after Christmas, but in the meantime I wanted to wish you a wonderful Christmas and a very happy New Year too, and I will see you again soon. Merry Christmas, bye!